Hello, lassies and lads. Welcome to Coaching and a Cup of Tea with Mama Bear. You are going to love this episode. Can you feel like my energy? I am like jacked up today because I have the one and only Brichard Justin. Okay, you can't see him now, but he is showing us his muscles. But what you cannot see if you were watching this video is his brilliant mind, okay? Brichard is one of the most genuine, caring, authentic people that I've ever met. And also, he is my trainer who helps me with my brain mostly. And him and I have so many discussions at our 5 a.m. workouts about what working out does for my brain. I feel like sometimes we have this idea, we want to lose weight, we want to have the six pack, we want all of these things. And I coach mostly women to work out and push them into that section of their life only because I have felt the massive shift in my brain and my energy by moving my body. And that's why I have asked Brichard to come on today and really talk about what does it look like to work with him? What does it look like to have a personal trainer? What kind of hard things do women struggle with when they approach him? How will they feel at the end of working with him? So we have a lot to get through in this episode. Yes, but before we get into all of that, lassies, I'm going to have Brichard introduce himself a little bit. He is all about mind, body, and fitness, and you're going to really love his unique approach to why you should work out, why you should move your body. So I'll just stop talking, Brichard, and let you introduce yourself.
This kind of reminds me of our workout session. We're like, we got to work out. We have such amazing conversation.
Stop talking, we're working out.
Halfway through, we're working out, But you know what? That is just as important as working out, I definitely, just like you, I actually help a lot of moms out. That is the bulk of my clients. Probably I would say about 80% of my clients are moms, future moms, and it's just so crazy that I feel like they all kind of share a lot of the same things. First and foremost, what the moms need, what everyone needs is a community, a social network. You need positive people in your life, like-minded people who are sharing the same want to get better, the same desire for inner peace, for happiness, for, appreciation just of yourself. Appreciate yourself, appreciate your efforts, appreciate your work. The biggest thing I do with the clients is, and I'm happy that you felt it. You said my genuine and my energy. And that's honestly the biggest thing that I try to provide to people. I try to tell my clients, you got to speak nice to yourself. I speak nice to you. I encourage you. I challenge you. I challenge you not just physically, but I challenge you, mentally. And that's huge important because you'd be surprised. Energy is contagious. Positive energy is contagious. Negative energy is contagious.
How I feel about this. Energy is, I talk about energy every single day, and I don't care if it sounds woo-woo. Lassies, if you're listening and you're like, oh God, they're going to have a conversation about energy, I love it. I talk about energy jars. I talk about the energy of people around you, how it goes on to you. And so I agree 100%. And that's why you're such a good trainer and more coach also, is because you are intentional about what energy you arrive with before you train someone.
Yeah, and I try to be very intentional with what I say to my clients. It's crazy. So I was looking up a stat, and according to the CDC, only roughly 54% of adults perceive that they have consistent social and emotional support in their life. And that's crazy, that's just perceived. So is that really what they're getting? And think about everyone else. So, the biggest thing I try to do is provide that community, provide that support, because with that, that will help you mentally adjust, reduce that stress, which will help you just feel like you can do it. We
Yeah.
have so much stress in our life, and without someone in our life, whether it's a partner, whether it's a friend, whether it's just someone in the neighborhood that you can just gravitate to, that leads to so many things, mental health issues, emotional issues, hormonal issues, and more. So that is the first line of defense, is just taking care of your mind, talking to you, understanding you, and helping understand what are these things that are in your life that are affecting you. And if we could conquer that first, happiness is right around the corner. Enjoying your life and enjoying the small things in your life, is right around the corner. Now you won't feel guilty to go out with your friends and just relax and be you and be in the moment. Those are all the things. And then if we could conquer that, the body, the physical aspect, that will just come. That's the easy part. Tackling the mind that's the hard part, and that's the most important part.
It's funny though, it's just like such a byproduct of working out. You and I have spoken about this before, where, fitness being that gateway drug to personal growth. And it was Rachel Shear who said that to me once, and it blew my mind. Yes, it makes so much sense, because I can show up, Brichard, and maybe my attitude isn't that great at 5 a.m. I might be a little tired. And most of the time, I feel like I do show up with a good attitude because I'm a morning person, but there are days when I don't. I think the important thing I want everybody listening to know is, even if you show up and you don't feel great showing up, you will not feel the same when you leave. 30 minutes later, I am like a new person.
No, it's 100%. There's so many studies out there that will show you that working out is literally the magical drug. If you need medicine, go to the gym, do some workouts, get the body moving. It's proven that there's so many healthy endorphins that pump through the body. It'll help balance your hormones. It'll help balance your appetite. It'll help balance your mind. If you're looking for balance, if you're looking for peace, if you're looking for yourself, you can definitely find that in the gym. And that's a great place to look to.
Stop.
And great place to start.
Pause. That is so good. If you're looking for yourself, go find yourself at the gym. Is that what you just said?
Yeah, is what I just said. Yep.
That is like a mic drop. I am marking this clip. We are everybody's gonna hear this clip.
Yes,
That is so on point. If you're looking to find yourself, go to the gym. Woo!
Yeah, don't go to social media. Don't go to these other places. Go to the gym. That is where you'll find yourself. For sure. I've seen countless people come into the gym. The first day they come into the gym and they don't know what's going on, between their life. They don't know what's going on with their bodies, but after a few months of helping them correct their thoughts, pushing them mentally, helping them grow in that aspect, watching them go from 5 pounds to 10 pounds to 15 pounds, it's like, it's like that snowball. It just starts rolling, and it's own thing at that point. Now I'm just helping you guide and just helping you stay on track. But outside of that, it's just great, to give you that and to see you take control of that and become your own person. So the gym is more. No, the gym is more than just working out.
It's
that
so
is where you
much
go
more. And I really want to, if you are listening to this episode, I hope that the one thing that you get from this entire episode is that the gym is so much more than what it does for your actual physical appearance. That has been the biggest shift of my brain. It is not about the reward of all the different things that come from having a certain physical appearance. It is about what do I feel like, and not just at the end of 6 months with you, but at the end of the 30 minutes.
And one of the first things I ask you when we work out is just how you doing, how you feeling, what's been going on. We gotta unpack that before we can really get our results physically. And definitely one thing about finding that community, finding that group, finding that trainer to help you get in shape. It's like you're modeling. You see someone and you're naturally gonna want to emulate that energy, emulate that attitude that other person is having. So it's just natural. If you're going to the gym and you're seeing other people giving what you got, you're naturally gonna want to give what you got. If you got a trainer who's pumping, who's energized, who's happy, who's no matter what time of the morning it is, who is ready to work and help you get active, you're naturally gonna feel that energy, feel that vibe. Even if you're not with it, you're gonna, by the end of it, you're gonna be like, yes, I'm happy I did it. It's the only thing that made sense.
It's funny that we're talking about this right now. I just did a group coaching call with Empowered Life. That's my mastermind. And we were talking about how do you learn to trust yourself in order to love yourself, right? To love yourself enough to be kind to yourself. And the reason you want to get there is because that's what you then project out into the world, to your kids, to your spouse. If you don't love yourself, you cannot love someone else, period.
You cannot.
And we were talking about trust and how do you develop that trust. And one of the ways I've really been able to push into trusting myself is this idea of committing, promising myself I will show up at the gym. I will be very honest to you and to the listeners. That is so much easier, Brichard, because I don't want to let you down or not show up there because there's someone else here waiting for me. The same when I was training for the marathon. There's a group of people waiting, so I'm not going to not show up. Whereas when it's just on your own, it is really hard to create those new neural pathways of all of a sudden, hey, we don't just not work out anymore, we work out. And it's like having someone like you who has good energy, it just makes it so much easier to show up.
Yeah. Trust me. It's kind of funny because, talking to my clients and while I'm training, I always say we, even though I'm not actually, most times I'm not exercising with you. I say we because regardless, we are in this together. So when you're thinking we, you're at home thinking we, so it's contagious. And your understanding is that, look, it's not just you, it's us. Technically, even though I'm providing you energy, I'm getting energy just as much from you, so it's like we are bouncing off of each other and we are helping each other. I'm filling you and you're filling me. I'm filling up your coffee cup, you're filling up mine, and we're helping each other grow in that sense. So yes, of course, accountability is huge, and that's one of the biggest things that I provide any of my clients, accountability, good energy, and just a good environment to be you.
What the accountability does is it leads to empowerment, right? This is what I tell my clients, right? Eventually, you will get to the point of where these things become easier for you to maintain in your life, with or without a coach, with or without a trainer. It may take a year or two, in my experience with my clients, to get to the point of where it becomes a part of who you are. You can self-coach your face off. You can go to the gym without a trainer, right? It is just how do I get there, making this be a part of who I am? And in my experience, doing it with someone as an accountability partner is the missing link of why women to keep it up.
It is, I know a lot of ladies sometimes are missing some home environment, some home positivity, maybe they're not getting enough from their spouse. Maybe, it's just a tough life between the kids, balancing work and whatnot, but definitely having a trainer and definitely working with someone that helps eases that pain, It definitely, on top of the energy, I'm helping you maximize your time and helping you understand you don't need an hour in the gym. You don't need to be, a million hours a week trying to work out. You only have 10 minutes. You only have 20 minutes. You have 30 minutes. come and we will maximize your time, your mind, your body, and your soul in that time. So on top of that, and then I'm educating you because of course you can't, I don't want you, if you're here for 5 years and you still don't know how to work out on your own, I failed you. By the time you're done with me, no matter how much, even if you're only with me for a week, I want you to be able to leave me and gain something from what I've said to you and from what I've spoken. And be able to, build off of that and continue your own journey because, that's what life is, we got to take what we can get from the situation or from an experience, and then we got to build on top of that onto the next, and and I'll just say I remember one great.
Sorry, go ahead.
I just will say, I remember I had one particular client some time ago when I first started. We were doing a boot camp class, and I just remember telling them, I'm just talking, giving out random, helpful, information about health and wellness. I just remember telling them that stretching and flexibility is the true fountain of youth. It's not your looks. It's not, all this $1 million. Being able to move, groove, and feel like yourself well into your adult age, 50s, 60s and more. That is what's most important. And I remember like a week later getting a call saying that someone in my group heard what I said and was moved and motivated to come out and join. Like that by itself spoke volumes and just gave me so much, energy and inspiration and motivation. So, that's what I'm turning around and providing.
You do a good job with like, not just staying to the same exercises and shifting it each day. And not only that, like doing it with the goals. I know along the way with working with me, like in the beginning, like you said, like the 5 and the 8 pound dumbbells, like that was a struggle for me. And now like this morning, 20 pounds, I'm like, okay, all right, you know.
Now you're looking at me. Wondering where the weights, like this is it. I want more weights, So like, and that's
confidence boost, right? It's just like such like one of the things I know you really push into with the women you work with, because I know you work with a lot of women who have either just had babies or maybe they're pregnant. Like there's a lot of body image, mind stuff that comes up once you've had babies, how your body's not the same, and the work you do is bringing confidence. So if you are listening and you've had a baby, you're gonna have a baby, and you're like having all that mind drama about like your body, just know that the gym and working out with a trainer will get your brain where it needs to be feeling confident, because you literally will watch your progress, right? Like you will watch it. Like Brichard will saying to me, like, this is how much weight you did today. This is what it was. And then we look back on that and we look at that stuff before we set my next goal. So we already have our 2023 goals are already set, right? Like there are things I want to.
You're already working towards them.
But what that does for a woman, especially a mama who's working and really does take an effort to take the time to go work out, is it proves that I can do it. And if I can do it with that thing, then I can do it with my business. I can do it with my marriage. I can do it with my kids. And it's like a snowball effect. So like, if you're listening and you're like, oh, big deal, like working out, trust me, lassies, like it is so much more than that. Like you will get a confidence that I don't think you can get from other activities.
Listen, a good community, a good coach, a good workout program will feed you and your soul just as much as food will feed you and your soul. Okay. And if you're out there and you don't have a trainer, please feel free to reach out to me. The number one thing I will give you is the appropriate environment, the appropriate energy, the appropriate experience. That's the only way you'll have the room to grow. If you're in a negative environment, if you're in a bad place, no matter what we do, you will not grow. You will not reach that potential, that you're hoping for, that you're fighting for. So that's first
not
and
even
first.
that, Brichard. You can't even see your potential. Like you
you
literally
won't even see it.
if
Yeah.
you stay in there. That's like part of the problem, right? So
Yeah.
what would
Yeah.
you say to the mama bear that's listening to say that all sounds great, but like I can't afford a personal trainer and like I don't have time to work out a couple times a week?
Yeah. Time. Listen, one thing I've come to know is that people will make time for what they find important. So
Woo!
if you find your health important, if you find your future important, if you find your kids and your spouse important, then you will find time to take care of yourself, work out, make the sacrifices to be that person for your family, for those you love, and for yourself. Um, I am a great example of helping people maximize their time. If you join me, lace up and get active, my mind and body fitness program, I show you that 10 minutes is more than enough. 15 minutes, let's do it, right? I tell you when we're working out, right? There's only 2 minutes left. What I tell you all the time, that's plenty of time, right? That's plenty of time to get it done, you know? So don't be afraid if you don't have time. As long as you have someone that you can trust, right? That's number one. Someone you can trust, an environment that you can grow in, 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes is more than enough to get you on track and get you working towards your goals. And then money wise,
one of the things that I hear a lot based on what you just said, one of the things I hear a lot is like the guilt of taking time away from the family. And you and I have talked about this because, you know, I have clients that struggle with this. You have clients that struggle with this.
Yeah.
And the thing that I want to say to everybody that's listening is like, what greater gift could I give my children than a healthy model, right? Like I'm literally the healthiest model that they could ever see, right? Because our kids, Brichard, they tend to not listen to us, but they watch us. They watch everything. My kids will say to me, "Are you going to the gym in the morning, Mom? Did you work out this morning?" Like, and I'll show them the little videos that we make, and like, here's the like what we're doing, and that stuff. I saw that growing up. You know, I talk about my dad all the time. I talk about how I would come home from school, and he was in this shed in the back garden, and he had the music blaring, and he was always working out every day. He was doing his dips, doing his weights, like it was every single day. And he used to go in there for 30 minutes to an hour. That was modeled to me. It wasn't told to me. It was modeled. It was what I saw. And so lassies, if you're listening and you want to be a model, not a martyr. You know, on this podcast, I talk about that all the time. We're not martyrs here. We're models. And if we're going to be models to our kids, what greater gift than showing them you can be healthy in your mind and your body just by doing a little bit of movement every single day and showing it to them, not just telling them.
Yeah, and definitely just understand now, if we don't take the time now, life will make you take the time in the future. Your body will force you to take that time in the future, you know? So you gotta gotta pick what you want, you know? You're gonna put the time in now or run the risk of your body forcing you to stop, slow down, to, you know, and that's not what you want.
So what is
you know, and
you don't take time for your health, you'll take time for your illness?
Yeah, that's 100% true. That is every single day. You have to take ownership. You have to, and you just got to. It's important. And your kids are absorbing everything. They might not, you know, speak it, but they see, they hear, they feel that energy. So if you go to the gym and you fill yourself up with positive energy, you're only going to take that home and transfer that to your kids and the people around you. And they're going to model their life after you and what you've given and what you've shown them. So please, lassie and lads, please, everyone out there, if you are listening, okay, find someone, find that group, find that person that can help you mentally, spiritually, and physically. it's imperative. Not working out, your mindset definitely will be the first thing to go, and it's not a pretty sight.
All right, so I am going to link up in the show notes everything, all your links for all of your things, your podcast, your coaching and training and your programs, all of the things. So we will get all that information up on the show notes. Lassies, what I want you to hear so badly is be a model for your children, for your people, for everybody around you, and listen to what we said about time and money and what's important and what you're showing by being a healthy mama bear. All right, lassies? Thank you so much for listening, Brichard. Thank you so much for coming on and giving us your wisdom, and we will link up everything so everyone can hear what they need to from you.
Thank you for having me. And remember, be the difference you want to see out in the world.
Heck yes. Heck yes. Let's go.
All right. Let's go. Lace up. Bye.